Hi guys, this is Darkroome. First ever blog I've done, so please bear with me. I'm going to leave all my mistakes in, and just to give you a bit of a insight into my experience with vaping and the progress that I make, any tips or trusted vendors that I use or anything along those lines, anything to watch out for, importance of maintenance on your actual piece of kit, what you're going to end up buying, etc, etc. This blog, by the way, is inspired by a guy called Todd, a loony Scots git, as he described himself. Basically, I've watched quite a few of his videos now, or his YouTube should I say, for tutoring and reviewing and etc, and they're really good, and he always comes across as quite real, honest, open, and I thought I'd have a pop at it. Like I say, I'm not brilliant at this, so just bear with me. As is pointed out by Todd, most of this vaping stuff is actually really your own opinions on certain items. Certain things will suit certain people like certain different flavours, different devices, etc. Probably get onto that a bit later. However, what I'm here to do is just give you a bit of a background onto how I started, and just let you know to the stage where I've got to at the moment. I'm not going to go too deep into things. I'm not going to start showing you how to fill clearomisers and the like, and cartridges and stuff like that. There's plenty of that on YouTube. You can search any of the YouTubes and you'll find something. That's how I sort of get most of my information. Also, I've joined a couple of forums, but one in particular, which again, hate to mention him, you'll probably think that I'm some sort of stalker, but Todd's Reviews, he's got a site which is toddsreviews.com, and with that there's a sort of forum as well. I've joined that forum, absolutely fantastic, great bunch of people, great community. That's another suggestion for you if you want to continue. Anyway, a bit of background into how I started with this. My daughter, who's 26, yeah, I know, you don't believe it, I don't look old enough. I am, and she wanted to stop smoking. Just had my first grandson last year, stopped obviously whilst she was pregnant, and then sort of slipped back onto the smelly stuff not soon after she'd had my grandson. She did actually want to stop, so she went and bought one of these e-cig things. Never heard, well, sort of heard of them, not really that bothered about them, because I didn't particularly want to stop. I sort of did, but didn't. And eventually she showed me what it was like. I tried it, I thought, yeah, it's alright, put it in the back of my mind. Anyway, long story short, 2 or 3 weeks later, I actually went and got one of these here, and this is what I bought. Now, basically that sort of come in a kit. You got the battery, the clearomiser, or depending what you want to call it, I think that's the actual term for them, the clearomiser, and got the charger as well. So a USB end with an end on it which accepts the actual battery itself. That's then screwed in as such, not too tight, plugged into your laptop or a USB accepting piece of kit, i.e. a 230, 240 volt charger with, I don't know if you can see it there, USB, which is basically that then plugs into that and then into the wall and charge away it does. Just be careful with that, because you just need to check your actual settings on whichever piece of kit that you've got. This one is from a BlackBerry phone, and I just ended up using that. Everything was okay as regards with the settings and what have you, so I've been using that ever since. So that's what I bought. Initially, first got it and bought a tobacco flavoured liquid with it. So I got a full kit. Kits range between anything from sort of £15 for that, and then perhaps your juices separate. Some people do deals, quite a few good vendors, which I'll mention a bit later on. This in particular, I paid, I think it was about £22, something like that. I think it was 18 and then £4 for the juice, which is quite usual. The guy himself who sold it me was actually quite explicit. He showed me how to basically charge it, like I've just shown you, how to actually fill the clearomizer, what to watch out for, how to fill it, etc. You know, the sort of keeping it at 45 degrees handle, removing the tip and so on. Like I say, I was quite explicit, quite happy with it, and away I went. And that was me. Quickly realised though that it wasn't a little bit of kit what's not going to be, well, let's say it needed a bit of maintenance. You can't just sort of whisk it away and think, right, that's me done, everything's fine, I don't really need to do anything with it. You do. There's quite a bit that needs doing with it, but don't let that one put you off either, because this is the actual thing, I suppose, what's got me into it. I'm not going to say much about anything about the sort of e-liquids at this moment, which you get, but they do actually come in varying strengths. The vendors will usually inform you, and there's quite a lot of information on the vendors' websites as regards if it's 20, if you smoke 20, 25 a day plus, then it's 24 milligrams or 2.4 milligrams of nicotine strength, what you need, going down to 18, and then so you can get 16, 12, and it drops down. I suppose really my idea was to get it, start off on the top, because on the top level, so that's what I actually smoked, and slowly wean myself off, which I'm actually doing. Let me just say that as soon as I got this, as well as realising the need for this maintenance regime, I also spotted that it was fantastic. It gave me the sort of incentive and well, everything really to actually quit, and I quit straight away. I think I had 8 cigarettes left with me when I bought this. During the course of the day after, when I was experimenting, shall we say, with this, I suppose finished the 8 cigarettes what I've got left, and from that point I've never really touched any. I think that's fantastic personally. Like, everybody's got their own opinions. Some people, I suppose, they supplement the smoking with this. No need to, in my opinion. Each to their own. Like I say, I'm not here to tell you to do something or not, as the case may be. It's all down to everybody's personal taste. But believe me, for my own uses, it's stopped me with the smelly stuff. Don't like it anymore. Don't want it anymore. And this is fantastic for me. It has taken over my life in the way that I've now really got into this, and there's quite a few steps I've made which I think it gave me a new hobby, if you like, and I've ended up joining a community what's all in of a similar mind, and same, yeah, I think it's great. But as regards whether you want to do that or not, that's completely down to yourself. I can, in fact I will pass on any information regarding where to look, who to join, what vendors, and so on, if you actually want that. From that, obviously, quite happy with it. What I wasn't happy with, that the battery would last a day. However, depending on what I'd been or how much I'd been vaping during that day, it might run out whilst I was at work, right just before the end, when I had to then set off home on an hour's car journey, and you'd be thinking, oh, I really wish that I got another battery. So that's first little tip. When you buy this, get yourself another battery, because then you can keep one on charge or have one fully charged ready to replace it as soon as this one runs out. You can also get, I mean, this particular battery, I think it's a 450 milliamp hour rated battery, which basically means that the higher that number, the longer it'll last. What I then bought, but same again, this was inexperienced more than anything, I then bought another piece of kit, which is this. It's a different delivery system. It's actually got a pen top type of thing what screws on there. Quite a neat looking thing. I've lost that since. It's probably in the car somewhere, don't know where it is. But I bought that, which gave me the other battery. It also gave me another battery charger, so that I could keep one in the car for charging in the car and one at home, etc. That just pulls off, and it just to reveal a cartridge system as opposed to the clearomizer. That it's sort of a, you can see that, but it's basically a little cartridge which fills up in a little hole. I don't know if you can see it, just there-ish on the top, via a needle bottle as such, which contains a little bit of liquid there. That just pops into that, and you fill up to about that level. That was great then, because I got two bits of kit, and I was sort of could vape anytime I wanted, really. Fantastic, loved it. Different sort of delivery systems give, to me anyway, a few different flavours, or shall we say not flavours, because the flavours come with the e-juice themselves, but you could put a spearmint one into that one and a spearmint one into that one, and there'd be two slightly different experiences depending on, I suppose, your taste and so on. Still as good, still give me the what we call throat hit, produce slightly more vapour in my opinion, although it was the same liquid, and yeah, it's okay for what it is. This then, however, set me about going onto the internet and researching things, which is where I came across Todd's reviews. And very first one I watched was on a website from a vendor, which is Charlie's Vape Shop, and on Charlie's Vape Shop he's got a link to Todd's introduction to e-cigarettes YouTube or tube or whatever, which I watched. It's about an hour long, 55, 56 minutes long, something like that. I watched it. I thought it was brilliant. Just opened my eyes into the fact that it's quite a. It's really popular. There's a lot of technicalities to it, and the amount of kit what's available to sort of buy and tinker with, it is phenomenal. Also, there's that many permutations of different kit what you can buy to add with other different kit what you've bought, and add, mix and match, and it's all it provides countless possibilities for you. Like I said though, it's all subjective, and most of, or I should say a lot of the reviews what I've watched anyway, I don't necessarily get out of what that particular person has got out of it themselves. Just thinking of for instance, more or less, I think if you were to watch, I moved on to what they call an eye taste variable voltage, and watched that review, which again was Todd's, and he brilliant review. However, I didn't particularly think when I got it and used it that it was really that much better than sort of that or that, other than the fact that it could increase the voltage and produce more vapour, which I'll not go into at the moment, and I'll probably get back to that one. So like I say, you know, keep an open mind. By all means listen to everybody, because everybody's opinions are quite important, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's for you. So that's where I got at that stage. Listened to a few more, watched a load of YouTubes, read a load on various websites, and eventually, I think it was last week, probably a week before, ended up joining the forum at Todd's Reviews. I've also joined the forum at Planet of the Vapes. However, I'm also new to forums and not very good on them. Planet of the Vapes one is good, but it's a bit confusing for me, being a technophobe, I suppose. But the one that I've sort of got used to at the moment is Todd's Reviews. However, I'm going on to Planet of the Vapes as well. Plan is to keep going, continue with these logs or blogs if I can, or when I can, and let people know my progress. Well, I've just got a bit of an idiot board here. Idiot. Other things to mention, not really that much, I suppose. I have said, because like I said, inspired by Todd's reviews, he leaves everything in, don't cut anything out. So he's got dogs barking, planes going off overhead, and wife disturbing him, things like that. I'm going to do the same here. I'm not going to cut things, unless actually in future blogs I do cut to doing some close-up works or whatever, which I'm not going to get into at this moment. Just wanted to see how this first blog went on. Plenty of vendors, two in particular what I've ordered from and I trust, is Charlie's Vapors, or Charlie's Vape Shop .co.uk, and also Cloud9 Vaping, which not got the address to hand. Same again, if you want to get back to me, I can get you that one through, not a problem. I think that's also a big thing. If you're going to order from online, then you really need to know that you can be trusting these people, and those two, fantastic service, fantastic aftercare, everything about it. I would recommend them. Accessories, plenty of accessories as well, which you can also buy. You don't necessarily have to go to you know, straight into buying everything straight away. You can buy it dribs and drabs, but there's things like that. These lanyards, for instance, just hang around your neck, keep your little e-cig in. Might feel a bit of a dick walking around with them, but it keeps it from getting damaged, keeps it in a place what's prominent. If you put it in your pocket, you're going to end up breaking it. Maintenance of these things, like I say, you do need to maintain them quite regular. And again, I'll sort of touch on that one in another blog. I think really that might be enough for now. You might be fed up with me already, but I'll offer this through to my new family on the forum. Let them see what it's like, and if it's worthy of posting. If it is, I'll be seeing you again. If not,